Peace, this is Divine of Divine Birth Wisdom, and we're on lesson 4, the importance of salves, tinctures, and tonics. Right now I'm going to make a tincture for y'all, and we know that a tincture is basically an herbal extract with a liquid solvent and alcoholic solvent. Though, if you do not drink alcohol, you can use apple cider vinegar, you can use a glycerin. Some people have used honey, but that's not necessarily considered a tincture. Okay, and we should know that if you're using apple cider vinegar or glycerin, that needs to be kept in the refrigerator and used within maybe 3 to 6 months, because it doesn't keep like an alcoholic tincture does. Alcoholic solvents are stronger and more intense. It takes less amount of herb to do its job medicinally. Okay, you want to use, in my judgment, 80 proof or higher. Right here we have some Old Granddad bonded. This is 100 proof. This is a whiskey, and it would have been accessible to black folks in the South in the later part of slavery and on. Also, we have vodka here. Some people will use vodkas. There's a lot of folks that use vodkas, and I have no problem with you using a vodka. And I live in Southwest Louisiana, so I do have access to Everclear. Everclear is 190 proof. You don't need it to be that high. Again, 80 through 100 proof is fine, but we do use Everclear often. So we're going to be making a whiskey tincture of black hawbark. Black hawbark is one of the many medicinal herbs used in black midwifery, southern healing medicine. Black haw is used very similar to cramp bark, and you'll see tinctures with both black haw and cramp bark in them. Remember, this is used during labor, also right after in postpartum. It helps mom with cramping pains, also to help the uterus contract. It would be something that you would use immediately after mother has the baby with pains and things of the such. So we're going to use the black haw bark. This actual plant is seen throughout the South. Now you'll notice, and some of you may say, well, she's not measuring. Well, it really depends on the jar you're using. I'm not the type of person that measures everything. I do a lot of things by sight. What you want to make sure is that your alcohol covers your herbs and that it goes all the way to the top, which I call top it off. Make sure it goes to the top, that your jar and the top is clean, and then you cover it. It's very similar to an infusion, but you're basically making it with alcohol, and the alcohol is going to bring out all the medicinal qualities, where then once you finally do strain it, all those medicinal qualities of the black haw bark will be in the alcoholic solvent. So it will be no longer the same. It won't just be like alcohol. It'll actually be the black haw bark. Okay, and so this is actually fine. I can put it all up to the top. It doesn't matter. Okay, this is a small jar. This is an old sweet relish jar. That's how I keep jars in the house. I don't always buy jars. Keep those salsa jars, those jelly and preserve jars, clean them out good. Now, you can make an infusion with both dry and fresh herbs. What you want to be mindful of when you make an infusion with fresh herb is that you definitely want to make sure that you leave enough room for a good amount of alcohol, because if you're using a lot of fresh herb, remember that has water in it, and it's going to need to spread out more so than the dry herb will. And also you don't have to worry too much about it versus the infusion as far as molding because of the alcohol, but you do want to make sure you cover it and everything is covered completely in the liquid. Put a little bit more alcohol in there, top it off. give it a good shake. And I would say for the first week, give it a good shake and then let it go for 4 to 6 weeks. Then you're gonna strain it, put it in the amber colored jar, and then you have your tincture. Alcoholic tincture, a tincture made from alcohol based, will last you for years, okay? This is one of the many ways herbs were preserved, and also many ways that a black midwife could bring herbs with her in a small case through 12 months out the year was by tincturing herbs, salves, balms, and tonics.